Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? They got to start somewhere, showing up and stuff. Uh, well,
My bad. I had the microphone off. My bad. Sorry about that, folks.
That would help.
Yep. Got to go down that
Good
checklist. Okay, as I was
morning.
saying, good to see America Marcy joining us nice and early.
Good morning, America Marcy.
Yeah, yeah. That's who I see.
How is it going?
Wonder if I got a little.
I see you guys out there. We got several of you. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are. That's pretty cool. Raymond saying what's up from France.
Good to have you. Nice. All the way from France. Cool. I feel like I was not far away.
Jean-Pierre hat on.
Nice. I like how you say. I like how you strive to say you try to get the accent of.
Dude, I made a commercial recently where it was like this. The hero of it was this French guy, and he was supposed to be this real like pompous French guy.
All right.
And the dude's in Quebec. Raymond's in Quebec. Wow, you're French.
Oh, that's tricky because that's
French
very
Canadian.
French. I have a good friend Thierry in Quebec, from Quebec. I don't know if I've got it right. Is there? I think he came, visited my town. He just stopped and started chatting with me. Very, very friendly, cool guy. And started chatting with me over a mural. And we ended up taking this big road trip together. It was like on a whim. This guy from Quebec, we just hit it off, made friends, and did a big adventure drive so he could get some awesome climate change footage of Lake Powell at its lowest. It was like low, scary low,
Yeah, they're always looking at the bands. What's up, Player A? How are the Netherlands treating you?
Netherlands, nice. Welcome.
I hope.
That's cool.
Well, Nadir, what up? What up?
Oh yeah, I was gonna fix my camera.
The other bunch of you out there on the wall, looking pretty on the wallflower. Hold on, let me try it. Let me try some coffee in that sentence again. Hold on.
Yeah. It is funny. If we go back and watch our live streams, Ben, it's like there is a tipping point.
Do we always start out?
No, we started slow, and I can hear the time between your sentences decrease.
Oh yeah. What's funny is like I've been just kind of like a freelancing artist for most of my life. I had my first like full-time job when I was 40. 40 is when I got my first job. So I didn't really ever learn a lot about professional culture, corporate culture, anything like that.
Yeah.
So once I got a job, I'm like 40, 41 years old, and I'm pretty good at the job, right? I'm pretty creative. And one thing that the boss of the place, he comes over and he tells me after this meeting with some clients, where we were like talking ideas and creative and everything. He's like, Ben, you did a really good job. You did a really good job, really great job. You have a tendency to interrupt people when you get excited.
You know what that's called? That's called a compliment sandwich. Did he end with a compliment?
Exactly. I was like, oh yeah, I do.
You're doing it. And then you end with, you're doing great though. I really like it.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Yeah. That's commonly known as a compliment sandwich. That's how you deliver a criticism.
And then if you go back and forth, it's like a compliment lasagna. You're like, hey, great work. Hey, but let's not interrupt. And you're doing excellent work. You're doing excellent. And can we just work? Let's work on how much you're interrupting.
I got to remember that compliment lasagna. That's a really good term. It's layered. We're going to go back and forth for a while.
So I know this. I hear it from my wife too.
Yeah. Now that is one really valuable thing about spouses.
Yeah.
Is that you get the man, for lack of a better word, right?
Unvarnished
Man.
honesty.
Unvarnished is true. Yeah. So what we were talking about Greece. So we had a good thing. I said, hold that thought while I hit
Hey,
the
Joe
live
just got
button.
back from Europe, dude.
I
He's in
did,
Arizona
yeah.
now, but he was on a boat floating through the
Yeah.
Atlantic Ocean,
The Greek
and
Isles, man. We saw the Greek Isles.
the
We did this.
Mediterranean Sea.
My
This
wife
guy
found this. Yeah, world traveler,
there.
right? My wife found this really good deal on a 3-day cruise that went to some famous Greek islands. I'm looking for something to open up my
Yeah,
purple.
keep
So
looking.
all
I'll tell
clogged
him.
up.
So Joe just had a wedding anniversary. If he tells you, he's gonna get distracted and never find what he's looking for.
25 years.
25 years
25
they've been
years,
together.
yeah.
He and this woman, Christy, she's amazing, and they went on a trip together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just got back. He was telling me all about it. He went over ancient ruins.
She planned the whole thing. So she goes like this.
Turkey.
She Googles months ago. She gets on the internet and Googles cheapest place to fly out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Now, for those of you that don't know, Flagstaff's a small town. It's not like cheap access to airport. You got to drive. Many of you are familiar.
It's got a small airport.
Yeah. So she finds tickets, round trip tickets out of our hometown airport, $600 each. Round trip.
Whoa, like to Heathrow,
Yeah.
or where?
And to Athens, all the way to Athens.
$600,
dude. Can
Hold
you
up.
believe that?
Hold up, guys. I'm gonna be right back.
She's gonna be our travel agent. Yeah, that's it.
Guys, I'm going to Greece. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I got my tube unclogged. Purple is one of the most important colors. It's like the reverb of paint, I like to say.
So,
I got a
we were
t-shirt with that
talking
on it.
the reverb of paint. Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Let's come back to that one because I want to.
We're totally gonna remember to come back to that. Somebody out there
Yeah, I'll tell you
remind
what.
us to talk about what the is
Reverb.
of paint.
Purple is reverb. I got a t-shirt
okay.
that says it.
Okay,
Um,
we're gonna get to that after we have some context.
Yeah, I'm always doing this on camera. I got to stop doing this paint peeling on camera. I get obsessed when I see paint that can be peeled. It's kind of like
we're gonna talk about what I didn't say right before we started the stream because I was like, oh, I got something to say, but we should probably just talk about
Okay,
it.
I said no. Here's what we said. I was like, walking through the ancient city of Ephesus was amazing because it's being uncovered all the time. I guess there's an ongoing process, and if you dig anywhere, you're gonna find something quick. It's like just barely under a small amount of dirt. It's not very deep, and so you're walking through this amazing ancient city that's all constructed out of marble stones, and you're just realizing the work that has to go into hand building a city. All the scrolls on the capitals of the columns are.
Mm-hmm.
We assume that they're hand carved. It's amazing work. I kept taking pictures, close-ups of the artwork, of the artistry and the sculpting of the columns because I wanted to see close-ups. Anyway, my point. My sense of first world entitlement. I think everybody in the first world. I'm not insulting anyone. It's hard not to have entitlement when you receive nice things every day, all day. That's my life. So I freely admit I have first world entitlement.
It's the worst.
Yeah, when I get cut off in traffic, I'm offended.
As I'm enjoying my hot coffee underneath my ceiling fan and my cozy little heater and my safe bed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not insulting anyone. It's hard not to have entitlement with the things that you get freely every day. So as I'm walking through that ancient city, I noticed it really takes away that feeling. There's this for lack of a better word, is this sacred moment, not in a religious sense, sacred in the sense of it's special. You're like, I'm walking on this ancient ground that's this handmade city that is so much older than me and and the generations that have seen people like me come and go and come and go and come and go a million times. It's like I felt small. I felt small and amazed. I would say it was a good feeling.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. That's very, I don't know how many of us here are Americans by nationality, but there's
Yeah.
something that like I've noticed is very quintessentially American, which is that youth, that sort of a lack of a history, or that lack of knowledge of history, or um, that like grounded heritage feeling, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like we don't really
that's
ever
good.
have that, and so we forget that we're just the latest, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just now.
and you also forget how good of a feeling it is to
Right.
to
Yeah.
have
And
a sense of
therefore
it.
it's literally not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like all of you, you know, it's gonna do what it's gonna do, but it's not the end of the world.
That's right. You know, we were walking through. Okay, there's this famous, the famous. It's what is it called? Like a neighborhood. It's an ancient neighborhood. The terrace houses on
Yeah.
In Ephesus, and what it is it's a community of what they suppose to be the wealthy people's homes. And there is mosaics and paint jobs still on those walls. Can you believe
Wild,
it?
dude.
There's
That's so
paint that
wild.
still has a color. I was like, what kind of paint did they use? I need to understand how this pigment still has its color.
Well, yeah, I was driving past some petroglyphs in the desert the other day. I was like, dude, that's thousands of years old paint jobs.
Yeah.
Like I got
Yeah.
a paint job on my Subaru right now. It's cracking up after 3 years.
Man. Yeah.
Like,
right. Exactly.
can-
That's my point. And I'm like,
Can they talk to Subaru for me real quick? These ancient peoples.
yeah, how
You
did
know?
they do that? Yeah, what was the material used? So I didn't dig too deep into it to find it, but I still would like to know, you know?
Yeah.
I still would like to know what in the world.
Well, it's fitting that you're painting some snow and a horse and all that stuff, because we got Raymond up in Canada. We got Player A
Nice.
in the Netherlands. These are cold
Okay.
places that
Nice.
people are in right now.
Okay, cool.
Leanne is in Canada as well. It's a Canadian kind of a morning then, isn't it,
Okay.
guys?
Hey, are you from the north?
It's good to see you all on this lovely late fall morning.
Wow, you're pretty good at that. You know, I'd say you're getting better. I'd say your batting average is going up.
I have a Minnesotan mother-in-law, is what it is.
Oh, so you hear it a lot. Yeah, yeah.
So I go there. I go there to visit, and I
Cool.
see them, and they just be their adorable selves, sharp as a tack. You know, they're
it's a
just
very
sharp.
you know that you know, each accent in the world, each dialect, accent, language kind of has a emotional vibe to it for me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that one in particular feels very inviting. I would describe it as a welcoming kind of an accent.
Yeah,
you know?
your neighbors. They're neighbors. It's great.
Yeah. Why is that? Is that my stereotype?
Hey, Leanne gives me credit. She says I sound like a real Minnesotan.
Nice.
A real Minnesotan.
That's cool.
Which is hard to do, because I'm Ohio first.
Yeah.
And then off to the wild west.
Let's hear your Ohio. Do you think Ohio has an accent? If I were just to let out my twang a little bit, I think Ohio sounds a little bit like
Ohio has a little bit of like, you just sound like you maybe all the words are in the front of your mouth. They're all right there in the front.
I like the way you say maybe.
Maybe you don't have the best pronunciation, or
I noticed the vowels. I noticed
all the vowels go oh.
Yeah. I think all through the Midwest. I'm just gonna talk with a little bit more of a Midwest accent.
All Midwesterners, right?
Oh, pretty much all of them. It's like the vowels change when you talk. You got to understand that a vowel doesn't stay the same through the whole word. You know,
it's a song. It's a song.
It's yeah, it's like that. And so I had this discussion with Arizona people. I was saying the word boots, and they're like boots. They were saying like Spanish influence because Spanish language doesn't twang the vowels. It's like
No.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
Literally.
So I was saying boots and they were saying boots. And I was like, I do talk different. Wow.
Boots. Boots.
Anyway, too much about that.
Yeah. Well, so we got some Northerners, but hey, we also got Nanit Ho-Fly. Nanit, I'm sorry if I just called you a hoe, but Nanit Ho-Fly is your name, and you're in Florida, so it's not so snowy there.
Let's see if you pronounced that right. Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's pretty much it. Nanit Ho-Fly.
Yeah, good username. It has a good ring to it. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty solid. It's pretty
Okay.
solid. So what are you painting there? What'd you end up getting yourself?
Well, Jonathan. Okay, so Jonathan was in your place. It's interesting going back and forth. Jonathan and Ben. It's very contrasting. Very contrasting. Jonathan is so peaceful. Everything he says is in a very regular, predictable tone, very consistent. Like if you wanted someone to talk you off a cliff, it's Jonathan. He's that guy. You know what I mean? Like
I hear the way down is actually quite relaxing. There's something about weightlessness that's inviting.
Yeah, that's talking you off the cliff. I didn't really mean talking you off the cliff as in
just imagine being completely liberated from gravity.
Ben, that's misinterpreting. We're not talking.
I'm trying to talk you off a cliff, man.
Yeah, that's called finishing the job. We don't want to do that. So he was on the live stream, did a great job. We talked about.
Thanks, Jonathan. Jonathan, we appreciate you, man.
And so this is a continuation of that, and we talked about artistic bias. Artistic bias was the subject. That was the subject that kind of dominated the discussion, unintentionally, of this painting. And I thought I find it a really interesting topic, artistic bias, because I think I have a heavy dose of it. Because
who doesn't? Who
doesn't? Well, I'm not sure. I don't know what it's like to be somebody else.
Well, I'm not sure we can ever escape our biases. We just need to know that they're there so that we can operate in the midst of
appropriately. Them. Yeah. Okay. So then I got a real intriguing email. Here's a thought that I thought was worth mentioning as I work on my little snow bridge there. Okay. I'm just going over to my email real quick, and I want to share. I want to share that Tom. Okay, Tom is of the opinion. I'm just going to read his message, okay? Because I think he brings up a strong argument point. At the start, you were talking about your artistic bias. I think what you called bias is really your many years of compositional experience kicking in and at the subconscious level. The stream going out to the right. Now, the stream, not the live stream. We're talking about the stream in the painting. We're talking about this as in the stream. The stream going out to the right pulls the eye down and out of the painting. Had you given into your bias, the stream would flow in the opposite direction. Then as the river scans across those beautiful mountains, it would drop down and the stream would then pull the viewer's eye back into the composition. As I look now, my eye goes out of the painting to the right and gets lost. Okay. So to summarize what he's saying, if I have it right, he's arguing. So
you screwed up is what it sounds
like. I blew it. I ruined the painting.
No. You screwed up, man.
Well, I want to give this argument very fair consideration. So to summarize, what I'm hearing is, I had an instinct. My instinct, I was discussing on that live stream that I always want to make streams do this. It goes away to the right, comes down. It's like every time I want to do this. Every time I paint an animal. So Ben, this whole painting was trying to combat my natural tendency to make things the same direction in every painting. So the horse, I always want to make animals facing this direction. So I put one facing that direction. I always want to make a stream flow going this way as it gets closer. So I want
Is this empirical data you're referencing, or are you just saying to yourself, I seem to always want?
Yeah. I'm listening to my instincts and then doing the opposite. That's the thing. And it was a fun exercise. And so Tom is saying you should have listened to your, well, it's not like there's heavy consequence, but he's saying it was better had you listened to your instinct. But okay, I'm going to let you, do you have any thoughts on that, or should I continue? Should I continue down this road for a little bit?
No, it's interesting. I like the idea of recognizing unconscious behavior, subconscious behaviors. I like the idea of recognizing subconscious behaviors in ourselves.
Yeah.
Like just seeing on my wall. Well, this is interesting. On my wall right now, I'm weird, right? I'm a little weird.
Yes,
my wife thinks I'm a little crazy sometimes because of what I do.
But you and
here's
me,
what I do
sometimes.
sometimes.
We're both on the weird
Sometimes I
side.
get really excited about something I'm learning in life, right?
Yeah.
Going through something.
We've all noticed. We've all noticed.
Yeah, go figure. I get excited. Okay.
about things that others don't.
Yes, that's my thing. Get excited first. Make other people excited about it too.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
I have a piece of paper on my wall right next to me right now. I have a normally decorated room, right?
Okay.
All right. I'm in this little cabin, right? It's snowing outside.
Yeah.
There's like pine trees. It's beautiful. It's, you can see there's a little fire going over my shoulder here, a little monstera plant.
Yeah.
It's a really nice room.
Yeah.
It's a really nice room. On the wall, just off camera here over here.
Yeah.
I've got a piece of paper on my wall. I freaked out and I wrote, live by choice rather than in reaction to your past. That's it. Live by choice rather than in reaction to your past.
Yeah.
I heard someone say that, right? Like this is a good thing to do. And I realized that's what I do. So much of my life is reactionary behavior.
Just react.
Why am I saying this? I'm automated, right? We go through life just automated. And it gets to be sad if you let it go too long. And that's kind of where I'm getting to in my life right now. It's just like so much automation. Just whatever I did yesterday is what I'll do today. It worked for the last month. It'll work next night. I'm on cruise control. I'm just getting old.
I like that voice you used. That voice was a good one.
Yeah, it's just that's doofusy, not using this is my NPC voice. Like I'm not
NPC. My kids make NPC jokes.
That's true, yeah. So reactionary thinking is what we're gonna do a lot of in life. It's normal.
I got you. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But it's beneficial, I think, to stop and realize what are my tendencies, right? What are my patterns? What are my biases? What do I just keep doing because it's what I've always done?
Yeah. So you got to get out of that.
And would I choose to do that now if I was conscious about this moment? Which is tying into your painting, right? Would you choose the horse this way or the river that way or the whatever that way if you were conscious about it? How much of what you're doing is just, just reactionary?
Well, I think that what you said, I think you hit the nail on the head, so to speak, with understanding it worked. It worked yesterday. It'll work today. It works. So the reason for doing it is because it works. And so I don't think this is a bad thing. I think that this is a key component that makes life enjoyable, is that we find things that work. We find systems that work. But so when people discover new ideas, like you're talking about, we just react all the time. So I don't think that the most constructive course of action with that is to go straight to doing the opposite, but to try to balance. I think new ideas always need balance, like refinement and balance. Like how much should be a reaction? How much should be a conscious choice in spite of my instinct? I think there's always a place for all sides of the argument, or the subject, all sides of the subject. And balance is a super key component. I have a bias that I have a bias. All of my composition knowledge, like Tom is arguing, well, it got worse. Well, perhaps it did, but I don't think that equals my bias was better composition. Because Tom's saying your instincts have good composition knowledge from a life of experience. I would argue it feels like all of my composition knowledge exists inside of my bias. So I'm trying to get my composition knowledge some exercise outside of my bias. Does that make sense? I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Which is the same thing. I think what I was just discussing, which is instead of just automatic decision making, you're trying to make conscious decision making, you know?
Yeah, I am indeed. I am. And I'm trying to see if there's improvement to be had in that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Why do I want to challenge the bias? You know, the truth is it works. So why not just keep doing it? Why not? I could.
Well, America Marcy and I see eye to eye on one thing. They say, Lord, I hear that. I carry trauma like a pack mule.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. You know, everybody got something. But that is helpful too. Not necessarily trauma informing your painting or your decisions, but like
let's get hoarse a little bit.
you may have a set of things that you just do because they've worked historically. Like if you're dealing with trauma, right? You're gonna have defense mechanisms. You're just gonna have behaviors that have got you this far, you know.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad, right? Yeah, maybe you paint a certain way because it seemed to work every time. You know, you got paint on the picture, you know, but stop and it is beneficial. I think the takeaway here is to like how we are auto programmed to make decisions in the interest of survival and moving forward. I think we also can become automatic in our creative decision making for sure.
Yeah.
I like the snow you're putting on that horse, by the way, or whatever that is.
Thanks. That's a horse. Hey, it's a horse. Okay, you had it right, Ben. Trust your instincts.
No. Snow or whatever that substance is on the horse.
Oh,
that is clearly a horse. That is horsey if I've ever seen a horse.
Yeah, I got the arch of the back in there, you know.
Yeah, I'm using yeah, it says jump on me.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I have mixed feelings about horses. You know,
okay, what
like I don't know if horses necessarily like that people sit on them and kick them outside and make them run all over the place. I don't know. Maybe some of them do. Maybe some of them don't.
Yeah.
However, they got that slope right in the middle of their spine.
They seem like they're made for it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's right
and for
there.
thousands of years, they've been used.
It's right there. And people been drawing pictures of humans sitting right there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like they're made for it. Yeah. And I think that they, you know, I wonder if maybe horses are like that personality that overgives based on when, like, all you have to do is boost the ego and give them some praise. And they're like, okay, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You're like, you're doing a good job. And it's, you know, like, okay.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about a color wheel. You want to talk about a color wheel, Joe?
Let's do it.
The room wants to talk about color wheels.
Let's talk about
color wheels.
Color wheel. Kara. Why do we go to wheel? Why don't we go straight to wheel? Whoever decided it should be a wheel. Anyway, let's talk about it. I'm sorry. I was just throwing that in there.
Color circle.
I'm not being serious.
The color matrix. They want to talk about the color matrix, Joe.
Nice. I like that.
All right.
Challenging terminologies here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's reinvent the wheel. All right. So
I'll be working on this horse butt when we talk about color.
Yeah, Joe, you do butt stuff.
I was told that a horse butt is the reason that the width of a horse's butt is the reason our railroad tracks are the width that they are. You know that? You know, there's a really interesting article because in Roman times, this determined the width of roads because chariots were pulled by horses. So that made its way all the way to the size of rocket boosters on a modern rocket going to space because it had to fit through the tunnels on trains, all based on the width of that horse's rear end. Anyway,
That's how babies are made.
well, I wouldn't go all the way. that might have been going a bit far. I'm not painting the baby parts. Okay, let's go back to color, man.
Hey, well, apparently some people agree with your little bit of trivia folklore there because they are smashing the like button on Horse Story.
Yeah, that's it. That's
it.
Okay, so we were talking about color matrix, is what I heard. Okay.
Yeah, so we're talking about the color matrix. Kara, poor Kara. Kara,
okay.
Sorry, it's hard. It can be very hard. But
whoa, clue me in. What are we talking about?
They've been an artist. They've been an artist for like ever, Joe. For like ever.
Like forever.
And they still don't understand the color matrix.
Yeah. Okay.
Its purpose and how to use it. Right? They just don't understand. And then
well, I think that it has been represented in a way that's not intuitive. Without trying to sound like I'm calling people wrong and right or blaming anyone, I think the result, for whatever reason, has been non-intuitive. So I relate to the frustration of colors not making sense.
Yeah, that's like a whole thing, Kara. That'd be like a whole show, maybe, going over the color wheel.
No, let's go over it. Let's talk about anything.
Oh geez. I think we're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into some stuff, but it's cool because it always relates to the painting.
It's why Joe chose that nice little purpley color for the back of that horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there's patterns. There's that is a repeating, reliable pattern.
Yeah,
that is a gradient.
Well, Tom, he's over here talking about the virtue of changing it up so that you don't become formulaic, which I think is really important. I hate that. I hate becoming formulaic, man.
Right. It's kind of like
my job requires it of me right now, man. I'm grinding, grind. And I hate it because I'm just like formulaically cranking out these products.
And you don't want to feel like that. You're like, I want to feel like a creative, unique, original, valuable person. Like there's this.
Well, I want to feel. Like I just want to feel, and a conveyor belt doesn't, a robot doesn't.
Yeah. Like I'm just being used. That's the old cog in the machine, right?
Yeah. And it's like work that other people can't do. So like I'm doing it. Like, I mean, other people can't, but like at this company, there's no one available. So
yeah.
So it's good. It's fine. Gratitude. I need gratitude.
Man, that's important too. Gratitude is important. So you need both, because you need the thankful attitude to give you energy to tackle the task of making things better.
We're just so fickle. We're so fickle. How quickly we forget the cold as soon as we're by the fire,
Yeah, but no matter where you were on that spectrum, you'd notice what you lacked. You know what I mean? Like if you were warrior caliber and brave and noble in every way, you would still be noticing what you didn't do well. You'd still be noticing. That's never going to go away.
Right.
I'm just trying to put a positive spin on it. So there's a point where I think we need to combine good, thankful attitude with urgency to bring change.
That's a mouthful. Where is that place? Is like I've always been aware that I am a very discontent person. Like in the midst of privilege, good fortune, positive circumstances, I can find a way to say, I wish this were different. I wish this were something else. I just perpetually am that,
But that's not terrible. That
when I was 6, I just wanted to be 10. When I was 10, I wanted to be 13. When I was 13, I wanted to be 18. When I was 18, I wanted to be 25, and then I wanted to be 40, but then I wanted to be 25 again.
Yeah. But Ben, what that is, that's a visionary. That's the life of a visionary. Always seeing what could be better and not being able to let go of, it's you because you see it as it as a possibility is what
I
is
suppose,
mine.
But it's also an ever churning pit in my stomach that things are not what they should be, or not what I would like them to be.
So it's like discontentment. So you need to figure out how to balance an amount of contentment.
I do wonder this. And is there anybody in this room among the 3,500 of you? Is there anybody that like is just satisfied?
It's all right. Everything's all right.
You know, like I accept myself. I accept my life.
Yeah.
And
no need to change.
yeah. And if it ends today, then I'm satisfied with how it went. Right. Like,
yeah.
I seem to see those people from time to time. And I'm like, is this a facade or like,
is that fake?
Is there something inside of you that doesn't ever get to come out? You know,
I'm somewhere in between on that.
This seems like a dissatisfied room as well by the responses here.
Yeah, right. In the way you said it.
Tom's wife is satisfied.
Nice work. I'm trying to get there.
Like, hey, Tom, let's talk after this, man.
Yeah. Nice. Well, I'm somewhere in the middle of that. If I died today, I feel genuinely thankful. I feel like I got surrounded by a lot of love and good influence. I really feel like I got a good deal. Deal. However, I don't have that sense of, oh, let's just keep the ball rolling. Everything's all right. I'm like, man, there's things that need to be better. I have that feeling you're describing along with it. You know, it's bittersweet. I'm in the middle.
Perpetually in the middle.
Yeah. Boy, is this horse looking a little bit too icy? What do you think? I'm not sure.
Dude, that horse is cold.
Yeah, it's covered. That thing is covered with stuff. I've got some pretty high contrast going on. And
that's adulting, Joe. I'm convinced that's adulting. To be able to
that's what adulting looks like.
To hold in your mind two competing ideas and make room for both strategically with nuance at any given moment in your life. That's adulting.
Trying to balance, right?
The child sees and feels things in a very singular way, and therefore that single thing is all of existing, right?
Yeah.
Pooped my pants, everything in the world sucks until pooped pants is resolved.
Oh man, right? I think that's very true though.
Hungry, everything in the world sucks until hunger is resolved, right?
Yeah, those are pretty powerful needs.
Everything is amazing in life as long as funny joke is in place, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But then adulting is like, well,
it's not the end. Yeah.
I'm a bit of a train wreck, and I really want myself to be differently, and I'm dissatisfied with most of me.
Yeah.
However, I love me, and I'm going to accept as much as I can, and just not obsess over how I should drill down and change everything about me, because that's going to make me insane.
Man, that's a tough thing to do.
That's like a much more complex being, you know. And I just feel like that's
you know what
the great joy and sadness of adulting to me. You know?
On that note, here's the task I find the most difficult is in the midst of a heated, frustrated dialogue or situation, big conflict, right? And your emotions are crazy, and you're just feeling offended, hurt. You know what I mean? Heated. So in that moment, rash things are said, like, "There's no way out of this. I just, I got it. Might as well just give up. I can't win." And so one of the most difficult things to do for me is to be rational and say, you feel like you can't win, but the truth is you just don't know how at this moment. Because I have to admit, when I do that, that forces me to admit that I have work to do. You know what I mean? It's like it puts the ball in my court. No, you just have experienced a shortcoming. That's what you've done. You have a shortcoming, and now you're experiencing it, and you're trying to say that things are impossible so that you can give up without excuse. You can have an excuse to give up. But that is not fair. And that is, for me, that's the hardest thing to do, is to admit you're not being fair. You're trying to give yourself an out and say things are impossible and you should give up. The truth is you just suck right now and you need to change, and change is super hard.
And it's interesting too that, like, I feel like this is a very modern problem for us to deal with, you know, as a human being. This seems like a very modern problem due to the incredible convenience and abundance on the whole of modern society.
Man,
Like,
okay.
we're sitting around, like, the first thought on my mind this morning is not how do I stay warm and find food for the day and provide for those that
Right. We don't have problems that size. Yeah.
It's not what anybody's, or some people, it's not what a lot of people are thinking right now. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
people are sitting here thinking about, what does my life mean?
Yeah,
You
meaning.
know?
Meaning, yeah.
Like, our Maslow's hierarchy of needs is just out of control right now. You know, we've got our food, clothing, shelter sorted out. You know, we've got all that. So now we're just sitting here dwelling on,
Right.
what do we do with ourselves?
Yeah, there's
You know?
there's stuff that comes out. What do you call that? You get vocational activities come out when the fundamental needs are met.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's like
in
great,
society,
you know. It's cool, but at the same time, I find myself, it's like white collar mental health problems. You
Okay,
know?
I'm going to change the subject for just a moment because I find this exciting. Here's something I find exciting, is that I can do this shape, this brushstroke, that diamond shape right there. I feel like because we are so prepared, what we want to see is something that makes sense. So when I do that shape, it makes the eyebrow ridge, the forehead down to the nose, but it's just a single brushstroke that just has a shape that resembles it. And then I get the look of a horse's face with just the shape of a shadow. You know, I think that that's just such a cool concept that we kind of are. You know, it's the imagination fills in the blanks concept.
Yeah.
The imagination fills it in.
Jet Set JP is into horses. They like this scene. They're really into horses.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. They follow a few channels on YouTube,
Okay.
such as Clever Cowgirl. That's how much into horses they are. They follow
All right.
a YouTube channel.
Okay.
With
Nice.
horses.
That's cool.
They're really into horses. And here you are painting a horse. So,
I'm gonna show you how to paint a load of snowy pine trees. This is a whole forest. We're gonna do a whole forest real quick. Just put the purple down like this.
Dude.
And go in behind this. We're gonna put watch. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna do snowy pine wood area out here in the country, not of Ohio. That ain't the Ozarks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna do blue and then white. Okay, and you just dab the heck out of it. You just dab like that. We get lots of highlights in here, little ones, big ones. It's kind of fun to just do this, and then you get the light coming out of the blue shadows, and then black is that final stage. Okay, let's I'm gonna look for my hard edges. Dab those hard edges. Whoops, sorry, I'm off camera. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna dab.
Not by much, though, Joe.
Yeah,
By much.
It's just a bunch of dabbing white on purple. You know, now I'm aiming for my edges of my white blobs, aiming for those just to get softer transition into the darkness. Okay, then black. Watch this. Then black.
Pure black. I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up with America Marcy. They're on cup number 3. I've only had 1.
Whoa.
I know, man. At some point,
America. 3. Yeah, but what time is it where America Marcy is tuned in?
At some point, you're gonna give yourself a tummy ache, America.
I like
Don't
that.
let it get that far, okay?
We care.
It's not worth it.
We care. Mind over matter. Okay. Don't give in to the instincts. Don't just do what you always do.
That's it. Bias. No
Yeah. Don't give in to
automatic decision making. You can have a 5th cup of coffee today. All you got to do is break your biases to stop at 3.
That's it. We're making everything deep. See, that is out of balance when it's like the philosopher turns everything into a philosophical issue. The artist turns everything into a piece of art. The analyst turns everything into a encyclopedia article.
It's their lens. It's their filter.
So balance is important, is my point. It helps us not to be unpleasant. It helps us to engage with the world around us and make friends.
Yes, it does. And also, imbalance makes all the people we wish we were instead of who we are. They're highly imbalanced people. That's a very blanket statement. Let me dial it back.
Imbalanced people. Well,
imbalanced extreme people are often doing really profound things that we find enviable.
Okay.
However, the imbalance of their lives is not on the surface, and we absolutely do not want that. So imagine, for example, you want to be, and I'm aging myself, Nolan Ryan. Hey, who wants to be Nolan Ryan, one of the best pitchers ever?
Wow, nice little bit of history. I haven't heard that name in ages.
Dude, I collected baseball cards when I was a kid. Nolan Ryan had an arm, all right? Now,
yeah, he was pitching 100
if you
miles
played
an hour.
baseball in the late 80s, you wanted to be Nolan Ryan, all right?
Yeah.
However, guess what Nolan Ryan does on a Saturday morning? He's not on a podcast with his brother, drinking coffee cup number 2 and wasting the day away.
America Marcy. Yeah.
Ready to stay. Yeah, America, get your stuff together. No, man, he's out there throwing pitches.
Yeah.
You want to find a good woman and settle down? No, I want to throw pitches. You want to make babies? No, I want to throw pitches. You want to take a break?
Whoa.
You want to visit your family? No, I want to throw pitches. Right? That's Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
It's like these big business moguls. You want to spend quality time with your in-laws? No, I want to make money.
Right.
Imbalance. Like, it causes these really profound achievements.
Yeah. But then at the end of life,
the cost is paid by the carrier of the imbalance.
Yeah. And then it makes you question what is an achievement, and what's it worth? What is it and what's it worth? Like, what are we actually trying to do?
Reaching of some goal, reaching of some arbitrary goal is what I'm saying.
Right. I understand what you're saying, but I'm questioning the value of it. Like, what is the value of achieving if relationship is lost? I don't understand. Maybe some people don't feel the need for relationship like I do, but for me, without relationship, things just don't matter. Like that.
Well, yeah, but you're an artist. You're a feeler. If all you wanted to do was like grow a business empire, feelings are going to get in your way.
But Nolan Ryan wasn't pitching for an empty stadium. Nolan Ryan was trying to be great in the eyes of the world. He was in a sport that was designed before his time by people. And so I'm arguing that we're relying on relationship all the time, even if we're not putting our energy into building that relationship in a healthy way. We're still benefiting from it. If you're enjoying praise from people, that's relationship. That requires people and their presence. So you should admit that there's an importance to be acknowledged of doing your part to preserve, build, foster relationship, because it is the very thing that you're benefiting from that makes life worth living.
Sure. I think I'm just bringing attention to this sort of a math equation, which is the grass you water is the grass that grows. You don't water grass, it don't grow. And we have limited time and attention. And so I learned this.
That makes sense. Yeah. I hear
I'm out here trying to be a film director. You know what I mean? I want to be the guy that makes the big blockbuster, whatever, right? Like, I just think that sounds rad, right?
It does sound rad. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Right. So you want to be that guy, but I have to remind myself, do I want that person's life? You know, because people that have extreme outcomes often have very imbalanced lives. That's all, so it's a cost. It's a cost.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe,
hear
what's
ya.
your,
That
what's
makes
your
sense.
favorite? Joe, Barry wants to know. Barry
Okay.
Ryan,
Okay.
5187 wants to know, what's your favorite cocktail?
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver, Barry. There you go. I don't even know what screwdriver is. Heard of it.
Orange juice and vodka. Hard for me, citrus drinks mixed with hard alcohol is so easy. When it comes to alcohol, I like hard alcohol mixed with acidic drinks because I just like that flavor better. When
They
I drink
offset each
wine,
other.
I've had expensive wines and stuff, and it gets harder and harder to swallow. The more I drink, the harder it is for me to some physical reflex happens where my shoulders tighten up and I get that chill. You know what I mean? Like that chill that comes when you do the
Sure.
like in Dumb and Dumber. Okay, the movie Dumb and Dumber, when the officer gets the bottle and he's like, "I'll taste it." And then you see him.
That guy.
So that shiver. Okay.
Yeah.
So acidic drinks with heart, none of that happens. You just keep on going. It's smooth all the time, every time. It's
dangerous, man. Dangerous.
It's dangerous, but I don't love being intoxicated enough. I'm not that personality. So I don't find it dangerous. It just is easy to drink, have a good time at a party,
Yeah.
I don't typically.
Yeah, that's funny. I also,
on that note, look, I want to show you something fun, okay? Way off subject from painting, but this is what we do in the early morning when we roll out of it.
Stuff.
Yeah, I want to show you something fun, okay? This is what I've been doing. This is what I've been doing right here. Hang on. Okay. This is my home brewed. It was hard cider. That was the intent. Was hard cider. I picked these apples off of a tree late in the season.
Oh boy.
I got 12 liters. 12 liters. And this is all fermented and ready.
What is Joe up to?
You can look, this is fun. You can make your own alcohol. You just put the cider. I didn't add any yeast, no sugar. I just juiced the apples, threw it all in, left it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is like a 13% wine.
Man. Who is it's into sours over here? Somebody's into sours.
Okay, so I put it in here. All you do, you just put it in the bottle, let it ferment. I'm showing you how to do your DIY home baked hard cider.
So awesome if this
you just unscrew it. No, you
shake it up first. Give it a good shake. Shake it really hard. I think it helps it open.
It's out of carbonation.
Really. Just
you can. It doesn't matter. It's out. It's done
until it's really tight. Until the bottle's really tight.
It does. It won't.
That helps the lid come off.
I know. You want to see it explode. I got it. You want to see it explode. All you do, you let it ferment with the lid halfway on. It lets pressure out, but nothing goes in. It ferments just great. I got all this party juice now.
Huh. All right. Time to hit the
I don't know what
seven
to do
Cs.
with it.
Yo ho ho ho. Pirate's life for me.
It's just sitting in the corner of my studio. The problem is nobody trusts it. I want to give it away as like Christmas gift.
Of course they don't trust, dude. It's a 2-liter bottle. It's pea colored.
It doesn't. Hey, that's the color of wine.
That's true.
Okay, it's cloudy. It's a bit on the cloudy side.
Hey, Leanne says there's a party at Joe's house. So,
man, I'm telling you, I drank half of one. I drank half of one of those. Okay, a third.
Hey, Reaper
I was seeing double.
Reaper Put says people want the cause, but they don't want the consequence. It's an interesting way to put that. They want the cause, they don't want the consequence.
Kind of like wanting the benefit of something, but not wanting to pay the price it takes to get it. Is that what we're talking about?
Right. Yeah. That the whole back to the like Nolan Ryan stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. America Marcy loves sours. Tom's into apple cider vinegar.
Sours, apple cider vinegar. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Apple cider vinegar. Yeah, but where's the alcohol? There's something missing.
I don't know, man. He's into vinegar. He likes vinegar. Some people are weird, man. Don't judge.
I've heard it's a really healthy thing. I think apple cider vinegar is, I think people have found it to be a very healthy addition to your diet.
Yeah.
I
All
wouldn't
right,
be able
so
to prove one
here's
way or the
here's an
other.
insightful comment from Hasib, 1805. Do
Let's
you
hear it.
remember your oil painting of an exploding galaxy?
Yeah. But I don't think it was. It wasn't oil. I don't think it was oil.
Oh,
That was
okay,
water
right.
based. That was
Yeah,
these kind
yeah.
of paints right here.
That's it. Not oil, house paints. However, he does remember that. Hasib wants you to know that piece inspired their final art project for
Cool.
something, maybe in school.
That's neat.
They recreated it.
Really?
Hasib, you want to share that with us?
Nice.
Man? That'd be rad to see.
That.
You should send it
Share.
to share@muraljoe.com. SHARE@muraljoe.com.
Yeah.
Just an email address. Send it on over.
That'd be cool.
And then Hasib says, thanks for teaching them how to paint waves in such detail. They remember watching like 7 years ago, but still.
That's
so
cool. Sweet. Yeah. Thank you for that encouragement. I'm really happy to hear that.
Very true. We've been doing it. You've been up to this for several years, dude.
I have. One of the most satisfying things in my life is to hear reports like that, because it lets me be helpful. You've given me the honor of being a helpful resource in your life, and I deeply appreciate that, because I have this deep desire to be a helpful person.
Yeah, thank you.
I really like that
for
opportunity.
Sharing that. And then America Marcy says, "Hey, maybe you could paint a label on your alcohol bottle."
Nice. Joe's hard cider. MJ's hard cider.
Joe drink. Joe juice. Get some Joe juice.
Oh, Mojo.
Boy.
There was a brand called Mojo that I think I could go pretty far with that. I see it.
And Frankie Noodles is happy that we referenced Canadian acting legend Harland Williams from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah.
We put those Canadian actors on the map.
Was he the sheriff that pulled him over?
Yeah.
Nice.
Also known as Frank Rigatoni's favorite actor of all time.
Was he the deputy in My Name is Earl? Remember that show, My Name is Earl? There was a really similar character, a very similar character to that Dumb and Dumber sheriff in My Name is Earl. And one of my favorite scenes that made me laugh my head off. I don't know how they got it. I honestly don't know how they captured this. Ben, maybe you can clue me in. But there's a scene where they go in a corner store and this deputy gets out of the car. And when he closes the door, it nicks the end of his nose. He closes the door and it just bumps across the end of the car door, goes like that. And it's just this short clip, and he just kind of shakes his head, and then the scene continues, and nothing said. It's so great. It is so great. One of my favorite scenes. And I'm like,
check it out.
You can't plan that. That's like ninja distance perception to shut a car door and bump your nose.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make everybody's eyes glaze over and start logging off. But
okay, let's hear it.
Great acting is reacting, Joe.
Reacting, going with the moment, react to what's happening. But we just talked about all we ever do is react, and that's not great.
That's it. But that's the different goal,
Oh. I feel like we're backtracking. Goal. We're not making.
Hey, wait a second. So are we reacting or being proactive?
I felt like we were figuring out how to live.
Or are we floating around liberated? What in the world's going around here?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this sky darker. This sky
let's just
needs to be darker. Needs to be darker. And, because I was excited about adding light to my night sky. I'm realizing it doesn't need to be that light. We can go a lot darker.
Okay. Well, Val Thatcher, good morning to you as well. Welcome.
Welcome.
Tom says the mirror image that was on the screen blows away my whole theory in that email about your bias talk.
No, I think there was really something to that. I think I'm in an awkward space. I think you were really onto something. I'm in an awkward space where I could rely on my instincts and they would deliver some dependable results, but I'm forcing myself outside of that comfort zone. That's what I'm doing.
Joe, did you know that you are America Marcy's resource for Saturday morning laughter?
Nice. What about Ben? I had to make it about that, didn't I?
Replaceable. And probably a little wordy. Has a tendency to interrupt.
Yeah. Is it Ben? We're characters.
Really
I think we need to embrace the idea that we are not helping anybody in any real way other than being entertaining characters.
I can get on that
That's
train.
it. That's it.
I can get on that
But
train.
in the end, that's a pretty great thing.
Yeah. Hey, Tom
know?
he says, well, Ben is the straight man, which I guess is to say
I don't know how to respond. We just say whatever here.
we're just saying stuff in the microphones, guys. Just saying stuff in the microphones.
I just want to
Hey,
say this. Right
here's
now.
one from Reaper Put. Hey,
Nice.
Reaper Put, are you a financial markets person? Is that what that Reaper Put is all about? I'm just curious.
Is it?
The put thing is what's got me, because I am, and
Yeah.
I'm curious. Anyways, I digress. Squiggly straight. America says squiggly straight. Not exactly straight. Squiggly straight. Okay, that's fine. Straight enough.
Squiggly straight. Yeah.
Man,
I was going to talk
And
about
so-
some painting concepts, but I am lost.
Courtney wants to tell you of Courtney Clark Designs. Wants to tell you.
Oh yeah, Courtney, good to have you on board. Courtney, I remember Courtney for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
They say,
company.
hey, Joe,
Swell.
you can save your Mojo cider for the next mural workshop dinner party.
She was at the mural workshop, and that's what she's saying. That
Yeah.
I had a very wonderful time chatting with Courtney over the course of. She is talented. Courtney is amazingly talented. You can go check out her work. Courtney Clark Designs.
Courtney Clark Designs.
Yeah, she's got some really great looking stuff.
And then Barry Ryan says that the wave tutorial blew my mind.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Leanne says my first Joe YouTube they watched was you painting a wave. Got them going painting.
Nice. Okay, that's cool. Man, look, and now we got another. There was this other workshopper from Tennessee. Her name's Shanna.
Tennessee.
Yeah, man. Her accent. I just am in love with her accent, man. I'm telling you. It was the best. It's the best. It's got like all of the characters.
Makes you just want to sing a song.
It's so
on a
deep.
guitar.
She don't even hear it. And so I hear myself emulating it because it rubs off. It rubs off on you, man.
Yeah.
It rubs off. I can't help it. Even when I talk about Shanna, I hear the twang start. So I'm very fond of the workshoppers. The last workshop was a really, really fun one. We had some great characters, good time. When we do an in-person workshop, when we do that again, consider signing up and coming. That one filled up and it was a good time.
Yeah. Man, Tom is saying, boy, you guys are babies. The straight man is the guy in a comedy team that sets up the joke for the funny guy to give the punchline. So
we might not be babies. It might just be that we're ignorant people by nature.
Yeah, we share with babies the ignorance for sure. We have baby-like ignorance.
But if you spend your life focusing on the unimportant things, you don't have time for the important things. So we do have a good excuse.
What's our excuse?
We've been focusing on the unimportant things. Therefore, we don't have time for the important.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Totes, man. I'm going to write a song about it.
Yeah, you can't do everything. Let's call it. You can't do everything.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
Courtney Clark blah, 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 Designs says, thanks for the kind words, Joe Shana. Ha, ha, ha. What a good time.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was good.
Little inside joke there, Courtney. Throwing around a few inside jokes.
Yeah, I'm liking this decision to go darker on the sky and mountain.
Yeah, let's talk really about painting. Let's talk about painting. So Judy Eliza B. the Bethart. No, Judy Elizabeth Art. Judy Elizabeth Art says, can you talk a bit about how you added the orange color in between the purple trees next to the cottage?
Absolutely. That. And you know, that ties into was it America?
It makes them think there are lights, maybe people inside those trees.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you know, I look at other paintings that do these things. You know, the idea didn't start with me, that kind of thing to put in there. What I do is I just kind of dissect why it works. But you can definitely see that effect used in other paintings. Thomas Kincaid did a lot of that kind of stuff, and I was always mesmerized.
Why do we have biases? Because it's just what works.
They work. They work. Okay, so America, I think you had said earlier in our live stream, Ben, that America Marcy was talking about color theory. Was that it, or was it someone else? Or was it Kara? Who is it? We've got names out there that are familiar, and I'm forgetting.
Yeah. Whether there was some confusion about the application of the color wheel.
Yeah, but who was saying it? I need to.
Kara Greenleaf.
Kara was saying it. Okay, sorry, America Marcy. Okay.
America's on like cup number 6 of coffee. They're barely even tracking with us right now. They're just bouncing off the walls.
Doesn't even matter at this point.
No,
everything is just.
They're drawing kitty cats as fast as they possibly can all over a piece of paper.
Yeah. All right. So you see me falling in love with this little peak right here. That's just because I'm continuing to blend it till it got darker because I didn't want a daytime contrast. All right, two kinds of gradients will change your life with color theory. 2 kinds of gradients. One gradient is this glow gradient, okay? And that is when something increases in, I've said it a million times, but I like saying it. It's worth saying. When something increases in color intensity, so moving away from gray and toward whatever color, increasing in color saturation, color intensity, as it also shifts toward yellow. So look at this, purple moves toward orange, that's moving toward yellow, because if I go purple, red, orange, yellow is the next color on the spectrum. So this creates a very important kind of gradient that is a glow gradient that comes out of things. It makes a glow that is coming from subsurface, like beyond the surface. The second kind of gradient is the opposite. It is the opposite of that. It loses intensity as it gets lighter. So now we're going to look at the pine trees coming up out of this. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so that we got, so that we can understand. Second kind of gradient is the opposite. We lose color intensity while we move toward not yellow, but purple. So one gradient is going, just imagine a red, orange, just purple. Let's imagine purple in the middle. I'm going to confuse everybody. Hang on. We're going to go like this, okay? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to derail the live stream if I go too deep into it. Just imagine purple in the middle, and it goes purple, red, orange, yellow on one side. We're imagining right now. And then purple, blue, green, yellow on the other side. So we go to yellow on both ends. We got purple in the middle. The reason I'm saying imagine that is because if we go toward yellow and increase intensity, we're making a glow gradient. If we go toward purple, toward the purple and decrease in intensity, I've done both kind of gradients. When you put one gradient against the other, when you put them against each other, the contrast is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. One creates reflection bouncing off the surface. The other creates the opposite, light coming from inside of the object. So I have light coming from inside of my forest, and then I have light bouncing off as it gets real purple coming out of that gradient and loses intensity. I added white, which desaturates. So I get both side by side, and we get this nice contrast of gradients. That understanding changed my life. It allows me. It's a working system.
Yeah,
It's
Reaper says,
reliable.
"Oh, nice, they're into it."
It's such a reliable pattern. You don't have to reinvent that wheel. So other artists have used it for a long time, but I believe that it's been used intuitively and not as consciously, not understanding that the relationship between the translucent
Yeah,
gradient and the
lovely.
reflective gradient. So I like to just spell out that difference. One is translucent, the other is reflective. And if you
Okay.
get both of those dialed in, man, it's like your paintings come to life. It's so cool.
Okay, so I got a question for you, Joe.
What's that?
Is it possible for us to make peace with uncertainty?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just be exposed to it all the time. No, that's what I think.
I'm looking at that glow coming out of the trees, and I'm thinking to myself, it implies that there's like a little maybe a few people sitting around a little campfire or something in those trees.
Yeah.
Blowing off the trees.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know that.
You don't know.
It's
it.
not
Yeah.
certain, right?
Right. Okay.
It's just implied. But I'm
Yeah,
looking
I'm
at
tracking.
that and I'm thinking the implication. And I'm thinking, well, it's not certain, but it's also kind of nice, right? My imagination is perfect.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But then there's like the uncertainty of like, you know, I lost my job. How am I going to pay rent? And yada, yada, yada. Uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
Uncertainty people are known to really hate.
Yeah.
You know, in financial markets, if a thing's uncertain,
Yeah.
people run for the hills.
Totally.
They sell, you know.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, is it possible to like decide to lean more into the I wonder what could be in that glowy tree nook right there?
Yeah.
And be tickled by your uncertainty in life rather than look at that little glow in the trees. Those trees must be on fire and it's a forest fire and it's coming after me and I should panic. Right? Like, why do we default to
Yeah.
or I don't even need to know why, because we just do. We default to panic in uncertainty. Or
because
not
security is
panic,
yeah,
but
I
just
mean,
like we default to this sucks. You know.
well, because things hurt, you know, like pain is real. And so you know,
What I want to get at
hit.
is can we look at our lives? Can we look at our paintings? Can we look at these uncertain things, our white canvases, our misshapen horses, you know?
Hey,
Not the yours is.
Hey.
Not the yours
You
is.
can't see it.
Can we look at those things and
It
think
is.
to ourselves, oh, these are just possibilities of what could be that's awesome, instead of dreadful about how I don't know what exactly is going on.
Yeah. But I think it takes intentional planned work.
Speaking of bias, that's negativity bias. That's why we have negativity bias as people.
But it's totally relatable, understandable. We don't want to fall into painful circumstances. You know, there's a real genuine reason.
That's why we're biased to recognize things we perceive as negative events, is because we don't want pain. We don't want suffer, you know.
So then we have this conflict. Life becomes less meaningful as we increase security and predictability. So we're like shooting ourselves in the foot, so to speak. While we try to
speaking of adulting, you know?
Right. So we're like trying to eliminate the questions in life, the questionable, but in the process we make everything so boring, right? So that's a problem.
That's it. You know, here's a little homework, guys. Here's Ben's homework. The chat got real quiet, by the way. It's 5 minutes.
They're like, what are we talking about? We were talking about painting. And
Ben's back.
You must have no. I find this very enjoyable. This is good conversation. I like it.
Well, the thing is I'm tired of being scared of an uncertain future. Tired of it. Tired of it. I'm 44, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at people in my life, dying. I'm looking at like
yeah, that is a part of the 40s, isn't
time
it?
going away forever. You know, like I don't want to look at the uncertainty for the rest of it and just be like, oh man,
Yeah.
how's this gonna go? I don't want to look at that nook in the trees and be like, oh, the trees are probably on fire. You know,
but it's pretty. Might as well just enjoy
I
it.
want to look at the nook in the trees and be like, I mean, that could be a cozy little
Yeah.
fireplace, you know, with
Yeah.
some family hanging out, you know.
What it
Working
is
on that.
it's the simulation of camera exposure. That's what it is. It's fun. It's funny, you know. One art form gives inspiration to another.
Yeah.
Slow exposure. It's a night shot. Slow exposure. Turned all the light orange.
I guess, yeah, your picture is showing me that we have the opportunity to look at the uncertainty before us and to see, are we reacting with negativity bias
Yeah.
or are we reacting with openness as to the good that may become, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I'm
Right.
at. That's where I'm at. Anyways,
Well, I think leaving it at the question is powerful. You know, great question to just ask on a regular basis.
yeah, I'm not an answers guy. I got questions.
Yeah, because the answers, you're not going to be able to prescribe an answer for everybody. But I think asking that question is super valuable. You know, like it makes a person turn to a better person when they're willing to ask those questions, I think.
Hey, Ishart4793 says, can I just say that Joe has completely changed the whole sky while we were talking about the forest?
I did indeed, but you know, I did it with a predictable formula.
Yeah. So we're over here talking, oh, we're just forest this, forest that. Meanwhile, Joe's subconscious is over here like, that sky needs to change.
We got to change that thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
training. Judy says training.
Yeah, automation is what that is. It's all familiar stuff that I've done, and so if you search for the patterns in art, I like to teach the patterns, and I'm always on the lookout for more. I'm not claiming to know them all. I'm always looking for more. If you focus on learning the patterns that create visual effects, I think the payoff is big. You can automate putting your imagination on the canvas. That's the benefit of it. You automate it, just like reading, just like learning to read. You know, we don't have to think hard. Like I could read a simple sentence while having a conversation with Ben. Not a big complicated one. I'd have to stop talking.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying. We have automated things. They move deeper into your subconscious. However you break down that, I'm not an expert on brain activity, but I just know that my mind can be devoted to the conscious conversation, while my instincts are just guiding my decisions because they're just repeating what's been done a number of times. That's all.
Reaper Put says, I've heard, this is actually very interesting. They've heard that, not actually very interesting. Everything you guys are saying is very interesting. I'm just filling in all the cracks with all my.
Yeah, that's good. We like that.
Reaper Put says, I've heard in times of crisis, people seek beauty and order. I can get on board with that. Okay.
Makes sense. Totally
There's
makes
crises,
sense.
they seek beauty and order. They need that to get them away from the space of crisis. In times of peace and abundance, they seek the bizarre, the grotesque. Now, if we were to try and find some evidence of this, let's look in pop culture. We know movies. Let's talk about
I already know I agree. I already know that I agree.
I don't have a problem with it either. I like it, Reaper.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I like it. And that's also really interesting in the entertainment industry, which is where I'm employed, is you see that, you know, you see people's appetites shift in these trends. And that's why, like, what is selling today does not work for your parents' audience, you know, or like 50s humor is not 90s humor, is not 2025 humor, you know, right? There's like,
yeah, right. Yeah, there's
just
definitely
waves,
yeah.
and people are,
Yeah,
and so
that's
you see
relevant.
these
That's not being
preferences when
relevant.
they're struggling, they just want it to be calm, and they just need to see that it's beautiful and worth it, you know. I think
Yeah.
about the 40s in this way, right? There's World War. What did we get? The sound of music, you know.
Oh, that's true. Oh man, you hit the nail on the head with
We
that
got
one.
It's a Wonderful Life, you know.
Right, yeah. You're like, because people are asking the valuable question, what are people hungry for these days when you're trying to make
Yeah.
a profitable production?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
asking, what are people hungry for?
Like, were there any? I guess there was Alfred Hitchcock. He was doing some real like disturbing stuff, and he was very popular. I don't understand horror though, so I'm not really the guy to comment on that.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't get into horror. However, I can relate to it in the realm of music. I find that when things are going good in life, I'll have more of an appetite for like death metal.
Yeah,
you know, because it's fun,
Yeah.
because there's fun
Yeah.
to be had in it, you know. But
Well, yeah.
however, you know, too heavy of a dose starts bringing me down, and then my hunger for it's gone, you know. But
Sure. So you know, we'll talk about a popular guy that lived until he was ripe old age of 27 years old, Kurt Cobain. He lived in a very monochromatic environment, very gray, everything middle income, even lit right down the middle, not sunny, not dark, just gray.
yeah,
And he cut through it, I would say. He cut through it with that edge, right? Just even his voice was like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the way they played, what they wrote about, right? And it sliced right through all of that other stuff. So, yeah, we do this. We like whatever world we're in, we get hungry for the other green grass, you know?
Totally.
Even if it's like grotesque, right? Like, think about, I mean, would Requiem for a Dream ever come out in 1945?
I didn't see that. I haven't seen that many movies.
Exactly, because it's too disturbing and grotesque. It's not
Is
your
it?
style.
Is that a disturbing
You know?
one? I don't know. Okay.
Anyways,
yeah,
Reaper, interesting point. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. Okay. Very
Little
fun distraction.
Insight into human behavior. Well, you know,
I'm redoing this.
No, because we were talking about how to have contentment. You know.
Yeah.
How does to seek improvement, to be discontent enough to seek improvement, but content enough to not be like, this sucks constantly.
Yeah. Right.
And so that also is to be aware that, you know, we're just, as people, we're like, when we're turbulent inside, we just want something peaceful. When everything's accommodating, we're like, mix it up.
But I think there's a morality question where you maybe listen to more than just your appetite, because your appetite can be craving things that are real damaging to others,
or temporary, you know, not lasting.
Well, let's say that you just have the urge to start a fight with your brother and insult him in a way that's going to stick with him for the rest of his life. You know,
is there a reference here?
We've gone down that road. So I'm just saying, like, there is a moral boundary there. It's like, hey, you have this urge, and there's definitely a rational explanation for this urge, but it doesn't make it good. Let's just say it doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
You know, that's my point.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys for tolerating my ramblings and explorations of the human experience. You know, that's fun for me to do as Joe explores his canvas and this area now that people are referring to as the saloon. Joe,
okay, that's cool. I like that.
You
know, people.
Leanna's curious: is that the angle we are looking at this painting, or are those buildings leaning Leaning.
It's leaning a little bit. That's
Really?
because my angle is causing me to see straight lines where they are not straight. But you know
Yeah.
who's straight is truly straight. Okay, let me just
That's
ask
true.
that
I
question.
mean, I think we
Who
just
got-
had a lot of confusion over what the straight man even really is. So
Right.
we don't even know.
Yeah, I don't need to be accountable to what you see as straight, Leanne. I don't have to do that. You know,
Straight is what straight does, is what my mom always said.
it's straight in some direction. These lines are going straight some way.
That's it.
Yeah.
One person's straight is another person's squiggly.
Yeah, or sideways.
You know?
No, I think Leanne's right. I've been looking at this. So when you here's a little bit of practical advice. Be careful about staying in the same location when you're executing a chunk of a painting. Like you're doing a mural, maybe you're up on a ladder working on a mural. If you're doing something in perspective where the orientation of the lines matters, it pays off to frequently look from different angles because natural angle distorts the tilting of lines, and that is exactly what's happened to me here. You know, I've gotten a little bit of line distortion, but this is an old saloon. It can lean a little bit.
Leanne got in his head. He's questioning his lineage.
That's it, my leg.
That's a real fancy word to use for.
Yeah, I think you just made that up.
It is.
Yeah, because last I checked, lineage was like family tree business.
Yeah, it is. It is family tree business.
That's
And so, is this a McMansion? Joe, you making a McMansion? Tom is like, you making a McMansion over here? Cottage becoming a McMansion?
Yeah, well, now why would you say McMansion? Is that
It is. That's got a little edge on it, doesn't it? That sounds aggressive. Tom, you got beef with mansions? Somebody build a mansion in front of your beautiful view.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
What is the meaning of McMansion? It sounds like a McDonald's commercial. When you say McMansion.
Well, that's the angle on it. It's like it's the term people use when they want to refer to a very large, expensive, uncreative property.
Oh, uncreative. Oh, well, thanks a lot.
Like just another cookie cutter, humongous house in our quaint little neighborhood full of character.
Yeah. Well, I guess I did make a McMansion. Now I feel kind of bad about it. You know?
Man. Screwed up with the McMansion.
Yeah. We need a tilted overhang right here. This is going to be the front porch area. Right there. Snow's going to be on there. We're going to put I
suppose McMansion is all. Well,
we're gonna put
we do have scale reference here.
We're going to put a McPorch on this McMansion and put some McFascia board under the McOverhang.
Slick.
Okay. We're going to go like this. You just do a little bit of orange, let it mix with that.
I like how you did that with 2 brush strokes.
Thanks.
Now you got a striped McOverhang. A McAwning.
Yeah, McAwning. That I like. That has a better ring to it. I like McAwning. Little bit of black. Get some McBlack to go at the top edge of that so that you get a shadow. So you get a shadow on the board. Okay.
So Tom is saying he did not imply uncreative. That is not.
Is that your words? Are you the one that said uncreative?
I'm the one that reached for that definition.
It really hurt my feelings.
Good. You know, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. That's the good news.
This brings bad memories for me. I lived in a house. We bought a house before it was finished being built.
Inversely, Tom thinks your cottage is quite creative. That's
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. You know, we're just keeping it light. I'm just pretending to be bothered. This is all just.
He's got a tissue that he's gonna.
We
gotta end this. We gotta end this stream real fast, actually, guys.
Yeah.
Actually, Joe's going to turn his camera off for a minute. I'm going to tell you guys a story real quick about.
That's it. So, this I wanted to share a memory that this is triggering for me.
Ooh,
See how the snow just comes right. I don't have a lot of overhang. The overhang of the roof where you have a nice awning coming out. See, we lived in a house that didn't have that. We bought the house before it was even built. We bought the property because we got a great deal, and we were like, all right, we're building this family community, and it's going to be great. So the house gets completed, and every time it snows and rains, it runs right down the side of the house. It was the dumbest design ever. It should never have been. And I don't know what they were thinking. There was no overhang on the house. And so we were having all these problems. It was destroying the siding of the house. The weather was coming down. The ice was cracking it apart. And I couldn't get the builder to show up because the neighborhood was going downhill. It was 2008. Remember that? Remember that happy time?
Yep. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Lovely 2008.
Yeah. So we did a short sale. We got out of that deal. And that's when I learned the best way to get the bank's attention when you need to negotiate the stopping of paying on, you're in this contract with your home and you owe money. Well, the contract goes like this. If you stop paying, we take the house. It's not a law that says you will always pay. So you're not going bad on your agreement. You're actually acknowledging a clause in the agreement.
What we're witnessing here is Joe processing his ground zero experience in one of the great experiences of recent humanity, known as financial crises.
But it was really a great learning experience because I learned that
Joe
when you
was
stop,
that guy. He was that guy.
So listen, the bank ignores your phone calls when you're paying for your house. Stop paying for your house for 2 months. The bank calls you. That's what I learned.
There's a saying out there. It goes, if you owe the bank if you owe the bank $1 million, that's a you problem. You owe the bank $100 million, that's a bank problem.
Oh yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah. Well, they cared. They cared about a couple 100,000.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? A bunch of artists on a Saturday morning like talking about
money. Finances. We took it there. Sorry, my bad. The painting triggered a memory. It brought it back.
Hey, well, Joe, we're open. I realized this about myself. If I was to describe myself, open is a very accurate descriptor. Boundaries, not so much. Right?
Yeah.
Topics bleed into each other. Moments bleed into each other.
So when you say open, it's like interpret it how you will.
Well, that's what I'm saying as open. I'm saying like it's kind of like all inclusive, right? So if I'm doing a painting podcast, I might start talking about the great financial crises of 2008 and 9.
You might,
my ground zero experience that to this day is traumatizing.
Yeah, that was a rough time, but it wasn't happy for too many people. Not a lot of people were feeling great about that.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah, that's super engaging. Thank you for all the comments there on the great financial crises, everybody. Really appreciate your thoughts. I think the last person that contributed was 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay. Recalibrate. We need to live and learn here.
Hey, Reaper says, I don't even know what this means. Let's figure it out. There's a saying. Okay. If you only talk about health, it's because you're sick. If you only talk about money, ...
Oh, come on.
What does that mean?
Trying to say that we're not doing well with money.
Broke?
That's it. That's exactly what they're saying.
All right. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to wrap up this painting. You know what this needs? Is a chimney with some smoke coming out of it.
You sure you don't want to refinance the mortgage on that property, Joe?
We'll do that. We'll do that on another project.
That's next
know?
week. Next week on Real Estate with Mural Joe.
Yeah, right. This is I'm actually painting an ad for Zillow right now. Is that a real estate?
Zillow, by the way, if you need some work done, share at muraljoe.com.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I could do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, what's interesting is that Synesthesia says this actually kind of looks like their house. They even have snow outside right now. So
what? You live in a McMansion? What?
You accidentally painted Synesthesia's McMansion. All covered in snow.
How cool is that? It's not my best work. Let's just agree it's not my best work.
Maybe you did it through synesthesia, Joe.
Maybe.
The concept of synesthesia. You synesthetized what their house looked like through this stream. Good work.
Nice.
Joe, it's 7:42, which means it's been an hour and 42 minutes.
It's time.
Awesome.
It's time. It's time. It's definitely time. We got a much more three-dimensional property, whatever you want to call it. It's more 3D. Okay, so I'm gonna put a smokestack on there. We're gonna put on the far side of the great room, coming right up the peak of the house. There's gonna be a smokestack here. Is that the word? Wait, do I got that wrong?
Smokestack? Yeah,
chimney.
Whatever.
Chimney.
Point made.
Yeah, it's a chimney. Okay, and we got to put a little bit of rocks in the chimney. I put just a touch of orange so that when I put these highlights, they'll grab some of that orange and look not completely blue-gray. Like that. And then we got to put some smoke. Now, how am I going to do that smoke? Let's dab like this. We're going to do lots of blue. We want lots of blue light picked up from this. Lots of blue here.
Like Reaper says they spent 2 weeks trying to paint a frozen landscape, but they've never seen snow.
Oh boy, that's tough if you've never seen it. Okay, but you can do light and shadow on snow the same way you do clouds. So just look at clouds in the sky, use the same color patterns. That's what it is. It does all the same stuff with light.
Yeah.
It's just piles of condensed cloud.
This is fun. This little smoky cloud thing,
Yeah, all right. Thanks. Good. I'm catching a little bit of light from the moon, perhaps. Not so orange. That's a little bit overly orange. Try to get my mushrooming effect on it. It mushrooms out. So we got to put a few little mushrooms to get the motion vibe.
It's interesting, what it does for me emotionally, just going from no smokestack to smokestack.
Dude.
Because
it's it, yeah. Totally.
Again, the implication, right? It went from just a house where maybe somebody left the lights on.
Yeah.
But now there's a fire going. If there's a fire going out that chimney, somebody is sitting by that fire. Right?
Having a good time. Yeah, it's nice now. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of value in that.
Sure.
Just creatively, right? There's a lot of value. If you're trying to add, if you're trying to emote with your work more,
Thomas Kincaid dialed that.
Think about the stories, like what stories are you implying and how are you doing that?
Yeah. Okay, now I'm just gonna put.
You said Kincaid was good at it.
He totally captured that. That I want to be there vibe. Like whatever makes a picture inviting, Thomas Kincaid was about it.
Yeah. Hey, zoom out some if you don't mind. Take us home with some zoom out, puffy smokestack stuff.
There you go. Let's get I'm gonna put a few pine trees showing through it. See, I've got this little bit of information, as in just content in my picture, and so I'm gonna mix a color that is just a little bit lighter than the existing pine trees, and hopefully. Okay, a little bit darker. So this is a delicate balance, but it's worth doing because it adds transparency to the picture. So I'm darkening it a little bit with some blue, purple. There we go. Okay, pine trees going up this ridge. Pine trees. The paint darkens as it dries. So we're going to put pine trees going up this ridge, disappearing in here. And so the idea is that this adds transparency to my smoke so that it doesn't look like it's a solid object. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just get these rows of pine trees coming through. Let's put just the faintest edge of this mountain coming through too. We'll get some purple color, not quite as pure of a purple. Let's lighten it. Okay, here's my purplish color. That's going to be the edge of my mountain showing through the smoke right there. Let's see if I'm at the right darkness. It's got to be just barely darker than what's on there. So I think it's good. And go here. So you can actually put, people always think of doing light rays and smoke and fog last over the top as like a glaze coat. But a different approach is to place it first and then appropriately gauge the lightness of your objects, because you can get much more complex content. It looks, it can be really cool in your picture. Here, see how that adds some transparency to the smoke?
Yep.
That's
sure did.
Yeah. I'm going to lighten this too. That got a little bit dark. Let's lighten that part. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's it.
Nice.
That's the picture right there.
Nice.
You know what would be fun? Yeah. Okay, I have to add this. Then I'm about
Judy
to totally
likes
change.
Tom's ready for a screwdriver.
I apologize ahead of time for what I'm about to do to this picture, but I can't help it because it's so fun.
For those sensitive or with heart conditions, look away.
It's so fun to be in control that I have to exercise my control of what happens in this picture.
Like if a little red was cool, maybe more red is better.
Okay, hang on.
Like if loud music is nice, maybe just turn it up a little louder.
Turn it up. This whole thing's about to change. The whole vibe of this picture is about to change. Now, folks, I want to
Joe
just tell
heard
you
quitting time, and he's like, "Oh no! Watch this."
No,
y'all think I'm done? Shoot.
No, not yet.
You ain't seen nothing. This forest is on fire. Somebody did not take care of the wood pile, and they're irresponsible. They're irresponsible.
Yeah, that's it.
Behaviors have caused. That's right, you guys. You think it's pretty out here? You think it's precious? Nope. Joe's gonna burn it down.
Well, this is in the name of teaching a valuable lesson. You got to maintain that chimney. Okay.
Set it on fire. Frank wants to see it up in flames. That's it.
So here's my glow gradient coming in handy. See, look, check it out.
Snow. We are painting fire this morning, you guys. We just made you fall in love, lulled you to sleep, talked you off a cliff.
They keep it warm. This house stays very warm, very, very warm. Isn't it funny how the windows went from the inviting interior lamplight to
exactly that? She says, "Yep, change the whole feel of the painting in just a few strokes."
Yeah, changes the context. Well, that was just for giggles.
Tom says they were drinking. They started the place on fire.
Yeah, it happens. You gotta watch out. Got to be responsible with that homemade cider. Okay. That's it. That's the picture, folks. That's it.
Make that the thumbnail. No, that's the big reveal.
Yeah.
Set it on fire. Oh, my goodness. Next week, see what he does to that poor horse.
What are we going to do to the horse? I'll tell you what this needs. Yeah,
it is suddenly like Django Unchained. With this like empty horse outside a forest fire and the McMansion ablaze, and this horse is just chill. There's a really provocative story here suddenly.
Yeah, it doesn't understand. You know, the horse is just like, it was
Let it
bound to
burn.
happen.
Let it burn.
It's like all they ever do is ride me.
That's it, man. Those little things kept jumping out of that box and on my back and kicking me in the sides.
Yeah.
Let it burn.
Why should I care? Yeah. That's
Leanne
it.
says a wolf appears in the background.
Nice. There, we got a
Uh-oh.
happy little.
Tom's curious why the horse's tail is missing.
It's there. We got a little tail coming off the back. There. It's right there.
Yeah. Reaper says horse is sitting there thinking, we are screwed.
It's over. Yeah. You
It's
can
just
read a lot.
That's
Isn't
the
it?
saddest horse ever. It's just
But
looking
you
at the
have to
snow in
admit-
front of it like, damn it.
The painting got more interesting is what actually happened.
Yeah. it
Can we
did.
just admit that it actually
Drama.
got more interesting?
Drama.
Like if somebody sees
Drama.
this painting in a gallery, they're gonna look for what before I added the fire, it grabbed someone's attention for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
20
if you're an
seconds.
8-year-old girl, sure.
Yeah. If you're
And you're like, I like horses and snow and cottages.
is that how 8-year-old girls talk? Oh,
I've
man.
never been one,
That's
so
good.
my impersonation's probably gonna be off.
Yeah, it might be off a little. Okay.
But
But
now
we have a reason to investigate.
now
That's all I'm
everybody's
saying.
involved. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, I
What's
like
going on?
horses. And other people's like, hey, I know what it's like to lose your house to a fire, man.
Exactly.
I was alive in the great financial crises of 2008-9.
The things we lost in the firefight. Uh-oh. We're gonna get flagged by YouTube if I start singing it.
That's true. Don't start.
Don't sing
leave the
hit pop
copyrighted
songs.
stuff alone, man. Speaking
Don't
of
start
playing
singing.
with fire,
Yeah, exactly. I
uh,
can't help it. You
Reaper-
know it.
Yeah, Reaper says you could paint a dragon in there now.
Nice.
Judy
You could-
is like a
all kinds of stuff.
snowman.
Yeah,
It'd be
see,
cool to show like there used to be people there. You know, add a
the
little-
floodgates just opened, is what we're
That's
is
it.
what we're saying.
That's it.
It's
The
like-
floodgates are open. Mission accomplished.
That's it. That's it.
That is a story in a box right there.
That's it. Yeah. If a movie scene opened up with this,
You're gonna keep watching.
you know, that's it. Yeah, exactly. There. We got some kind of a fang-dangled end of a
In
fence.
fact,
What is this?
Joe, as I've been sitting here watching the numbers of people walk away or walk into this little room that we're sitting in on this Saturday morning, ever since you set that thing on fire, people have been walking into the room a little more than they've been walking out.
Okay, nice. It's like, okay, now we're
Like
interested.
it's exactly what you described. If
Yeah.
you walked by this painting on a wall before the fire, you go, and keep walking.
Yeah,
After the fire, you go, huh? Oh.
yeah. What is
Oh.
going on here? Yeah, what's going on in this thing? Yeah. Okay,
Tom
we'll-
says, "Oh my goodness, Tom! In 2012, the fire that took 250 houses in Colorado came within 9 feet of their house.
Whoa,
2 sides.
dude, that's intense. That's intense, man.
Yowza! And yet your house lived. You must have a good roof, Tom.
Yeah,
Go on a good roof.
totally. Yeah, I've never seen that kind of now that's trouble. That's a bad day. When a fire comes and unexpectedly takes all of your stuff, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey,
yeah,
Leanne, thanks
that's
for the
serious.
big thumbs up that you've given us today. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks. That's nice.
Round Brush says, "What's up? What's up?"
Hey, I just realized I didn't even realize I did it, but I enclosed the trees and left the horse out. I was thinking of a horse pen and I went the wrong way with the fence.
No,
That's
man,
fine.
you went the right way. The horse has got all that.
Hey, again, the element of mystery.
That's it. That horse got out, dude. It got out. It was
It
like,
got
this thing's
out.
on fire. I got to
I'm
jump
leaving.
this.
I'm gonna
Then it
bail.
jumped the fence and it got to
Yeah.
the greener grass. And now it's just sitting there sulking because it's like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah. There's the horse. That's it. That's what happened. A
Yeah,
little bit of
it's
shadow
like-
on him.
Like, man, it was pretty cool before. You know what the horse is thinking? The horse was thinking, gosh, it sure was nice and quiet before this
Yeah.
forest fire. If only we
Totally.
could get back to the days when I was bored, questioning my purpose in life, with plenty of safety and security and certainty,
So rich with meaning. There's just so much meaning.
and rich with meaning. There's so much meaning in its life now, it can barely handle it.
Yeah. Well, this has been a very fun experiment. Very, very interesting experimenting with what makes something worth looking at.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's it. Hey, Tom's like, it was Tom's roof was asphalt. Nice, good.
Nice.
That's how he
Nice,
survived it.
nice.
And then Leanne says the horse had to escape to get away from the wolf. Tom's like, the horse escaped and started the fire. And America says, I had 2 house fires. Complete losses. One, I was in the crib, the baby.
Really? Whoa.
The other, I was first grade. Yowza, talk about
Yikes.
scary. So, America, you must love fire.
Right.
The horse is the villain in this picture, Tom says. Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. I can see that. The black horse.
You got a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leanne said being in a house fire was my childhood nightmare. Never in one, but woke up crying many times from those nightmares. Yeesh. Fire, man. What a weird thing. I was just at my mom's place for Thanksgiving, and she's got this fireplace, kind of like this fireplace over my shoulder here. I was just sitting there watching this fire happen. Gosh, I could just watch the fire happen.
Nice. It's fun. Fire is so inspiring, you know?
Yeah.
It's just such a great thing. So
Yeah.
such a wonderful thing. Yeah. It is time to quit. It is
I
quitting
know.
time.
Yeah.
But I just got so into this idea. You know,
Yeah,
it's just like,
you know.
wow. We got good things going on.
Joe, I think it was Picasso that said, inspiration happens. You just need to be working when it does.
Yeah, okay, that's a good saying. I like it.
So
I like
our
that.
inspiration came a little tardy this morning, but we were working when it got here. And
Okay,
here it is. It's on
I'm-
fire.
it's on fire. We're on fire. We are on fire,
A
man.
Reaper is
Yeah.
like, are you going to even check your emails, or are you just going to keep painting fire all
Oh,
morning?
I forgot about that. My bad. I was
That's it.
obsessed with
Round
my
Brush
own
is
agenda.
calling you Joe the arsonist.
Hey, okay, last painting concept. This is a helpful thing. When you're doing reflection on something, you don't just go to the water and paint what's above the water upside down. It's a 3D connection. So imagine the world right at the level of the ground, or where the water would be, being flipped upside down. So the reflection of the house does not show in this water, but maybe a little bit of the roof if we go upside down from where it connects to the ground. So think of the whole earth having an upside down version under the water. So what that means for me is that this fire will reflect right here, right there. And that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun to have reflection of fire in that water right there. Oh, wait, let me zoom out. Let's see what I did. See, isn't that fun? You just get that little bit of reflection right there. And if the water's kind of distorted, you might have little, dots of things in different places. We'll cheat a little bit, put a couple little spots, grabbing some firelight. Isn't that fun? There, reflection of the house. I put it in there. Okay, let's look at the emails.
Nice.
That's the
Hey,
painting. That's
Joe
the painting right there.
Is going to look at emails. Share at muraljoe.com is the place. I, unfortunately, must leave you here, but it is great to see you all this
Oh
morning.
yeah.
Great work, Joe.
Thanks, Ben. Yeah.
And if you want Joe to check out your stuff, then send it on in
Ooh,
right now.
Nice. This one's from Mitch. Wait, let me make sure I got that right. This one's from Mitch. Mitch Babin sent this in. Would love any feedback on this piece I'm working on. It's the view out of my dad's bedroom window growing up. I've been using a reference photo I took a couple years ago. Thanks, Ben. Thanks for your help. But I've had to modify the barn to look new as it is currently falling down. Wow, good job. You modified that to look new. Great work. Let me end that video call so that it's not in the way. Hey, everybody, it's just me on the chat. End for everyone. All right, we're done with that. Here we go. Now we don't have that in the way. Nice work. Nice work. Let's zoom in on this. Let's appreciate. I like the shadow. Great, believable coloring. Looks very natural on that. So, so let's see. Any feedback? I'm taking it in at the moment. I want to see if I want to give any feedback here. I don't know. I might analyze the perspective of that cabin if I knew what the photo reference was like, but I don't know the shape of it. So is it, I wonder, you know, to me, it kind of looks like we have a symmetrical roof design, but the shape of this wall right here looks like maybe that could come out a little more if it were symmetrical, but I don't know that it is. And so, you know, maybe that's still being worked on. Beautiful shadows on that. I love the shadow coloring on the red. That looks super cool. And nice hazy atmosphere. It's all just very beautiful. I love that. I think it's so cool. Okay, here's a little bit. Here's something I think will help you. I want to look. Your colors are beautiful. I'm realizing I want to dig into the perspective a little bit on this one, Mitch. Beautiful work. Let me see if I can download this real quick. Okay, download that, and then we're going to put it in here. Let me get on full screen here. Put your picture in. We're going to draw on it. Oh, we don't want that. Keep current dimensions. I added some new stuff. I might have to go online. Why? Okay. All right. We got a little extra hoop to jump through. Working on this. Let's zoom in on that. Here, let's zoom in on your picture. Set that image right there. And then I'm going to go in here. So here's what I want to point out. Above horizon, below horizon. So I see this going down, and it is above horizon because we're looking up at this roof, right? This roof is higher than our eyes. So we're kind of at a ground level view of this. Therefore, we need any parallel line to this to go to a common vanishing point. That vanishing point would be on the horizon. So then it makes sense for the ground. I'm going to take your ground colors here, and we're going to take those and we're going to go up this way, like this, so that we are going up to the horizon, just like you were going down to the horizon at the roof line. So we're going to go like this. Now this is, there is assumption here. I'm not there to know the actual shape of your structure here. So I'm assuming, so if I'm wrong, then just forgive me for that. But consciousness about vanishing points on horizon, you know, just this perspective consciousness can really pay off. It can really be a helpful thing. So I'm just bringing the ground up to here like that. Let's blend it a little bit. Let's use my blender tool. I'm using my finger to smear it. Just smear that in. Nice shadow colors. There, there we go. Now see how this gets further away because it's not a perfect adjustment or anything, but it gets a little further away. So then I would do the same thing here. I would go, okay, the lines on the roof, because I'm assuming this is a square floor plan.
that means that if we see this wall, that means that this corner is closer than this corner. And so that's why we want these lines getting closer together as they go toward a horizon. So I'm going to do the same thing with all lines assumed to be parallel. So these lines up here on the roof, I'm going to do the same thing. So let me grab this now. It's you have beautiful text drawn here that I'm afraid I'm going to have to destroy. But it's for the sake of a different agenda here, making the perspective line up a little bit better. That's the idea. Okay, let me blend that line just so I don't have a hard line on that. Whoops, had to undo that because I blended over my nice straight edge. Okay, now of course I have to do the line under it as well. So I'm going to take that line and maybe we can just like blend that up. I'll just use the blender. I didn't really think about using this. Let's just use my blender tool and go up higher, higher, higher. I'm just dragging my finger across the screen here using the smudger tool to bring that up. We're not worrying about the details. We're just getting the basic roof line in place. Okay, now I'm going to zoom out. Okay, now we're just looking at the perspective. You know, it's rough, but I just want to show how that makes that house sit a little more three-dimensionally on that background, just by taking these lines, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parallel lines to a common theoretical vanishing point that's way off canvas. But see, the general rule is when you go below the horizon, you switch the direction. That was kind of the premise. When I do an aspen tree, this is unrelated to your drawing, but when I do an aspen tree, you know, I have a tree trunk like this. When I'm below horizon, I'm putting lines across the tree. They kind of smile. When I'm at horizon, they straighten out. And then as I go above horizon, I start curving them like frowns, you know, at least that's the intent. A little bit rough on my lines, but the same, you know, and that is because all of these curves would be like, as they go around that cylinder shape, they're going to vanishing points like this. See, vanishing points like that. So that's my advice on the perspective. That might be a difference that you're looking for. If it's not, then just dismiss what I said. I'm not trying to interfere with your beautiful work. It really is. Really is beautiful. I want to bring this down a little more with my smudger tool. Then I'm going to grab this one. Now, if this roof is same height on both sides, we want this far side to be lower than this close side, because again, vanishing point, the line between these goes toward horizon. So I'm going to take this color and I'm going to put the far wall going to that new edge of the roof that I made. Perspective can be a real mystery, you know. It can be something that that where things don't quite look right, and because it's very pattern oriented, it's like mathematical. It's not intuitive all the time to know exactly what you're seeing in that. Okay, that's the only thing I would add to this, because this picture is beautifully done. Very good work, Mitch. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, wrong email. That's my other email. Let's see. We're looking at this one. Looking at this one. Let's go here and see what else we got in the inbox. That's the only one. Look, we got one from Mary, has shared a painting. Reminds me of my painting that I did last week, she says. Ah, nice. Mary's feeling the glowy fire vibe too. Very nice. I like that. You got some good foggy smoke laid out, but this still has that inviting warm glow. I still want to go in that house. I want to go in that one. I don't want to go in that one. Probably stay out of that house. I like yours. That's like a volcano erupting. These people are just going to ride it out. We got like smoke coming out of a volcano, but these people are like, I'll just stay. I'll just stay. I'm not going to evacuate. Hey, that's great work. Nice effects. I like the light kind of reflective colors on there. That's really neat. Good work, Mary. And a nice little glow on your slope that adds some nice 3D look to your picture. Beautiful. I'd probably put a little bit of the glow on the mountain. You know, orange, you know, on top of gray. So reflection gradient, this, I'm not saying your picture needs this, but I just want to show something that's cool with a picture like this. You can use this idea that when you want to make a gradient that is reflective, not the translucent gradient. So now we're going to move toward purple, and we're going to lose saturation. Okay, so we go like this. We upload this in here. Oh man, I got this extra dialog box. I got to take care of this. Keep current dimension. I did this so that you can download your full sized image. That's the idea. Okay. That's an update that's not released yet on my app. This is at colordriver.com if you want to use it. Okay, so I'm going to take a real purplish kind of a color. Let's go in here and, you know, let's go a little bit lighter. Something like that. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. So things move toward purple. Let's go a little bit more. Yeah. And this reflection can look real nice for an orange reflecting off a gray, because when that orange reflects off gray, let's make it a little bit closer. Let's move toward the orange still. See, this way is red. We're going to go, you know, somewhere, we could just do like a gray red. Anyway, it's grayer and it's moving toward purple. And that'll make a nice reflection on some of these rocks. Kind of like that sky. Let's make it darker. Hit the undo button. I want a darker color, more of a subtle effect. Darker still. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now I got a nice purple. Here, you know, it takes a little bit of trial and error to get the right color. A little grayer. Let's move a little more toward gray. There we go. Now I like that color. Just has the right feel to it. I'm going to put it on any edges that might be reflecting some of that sky. This is not light and shadow. This is reflection. So I can put it on those edges. Now I'll get my little smear tool and, you know, maybe make it less dotted. Make it less dotty. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's zoom out and look. There, see, it kind of pulls that mountain back into that sky. So you might think, oh, I'll just mix my orange with my black to get a reflection. But no, that doesn't work well. That doesn't go too well. It ends up working a lot better if you just have that knowledge that you're going to have a color that is more toward purple than what the source had or what's being reflected off of had. And just use that as your color. Here we go. Let's do some darker color. I see I'm getting carried away now. Having too much fun. All right. Thanks for sharing this, Mary. Great picture. Love the mood. Love it. We're on the same page today. Okay. Let's move back. Let's move back to that inbox, see if there's anything else. I think we're empty in the inbox. Mary shared hers. That was the last one. Okay, thank you, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining the party here. And, you know, while we keep it light and paint something different. I really appreciated what Tom said, you know, talking about where things lead your eye, you know. So whenever I have this situation in a painting where it's like, it feels like the focus is going off. It feels awkwardly placed with this. So then, you know, my reaction to that is, well, I'll add some focus. I won't make the stream the main event, you know, so like putting the bridge and putting focal things in here feels like it kind of pulls the attention. So the stream isn't really the main event anymore. But when the stream's the only thing in the picture, I think it feels more awkward because of that off-canvas placement. But I'm not the authority on these things. It's just where my mind is at. Taking a last look at the streams. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you for the compliments on the stream. Appreciate that. And tip 4567 says, thanks, Joe and Ben. I always learn so much. Well, I'm really happy to hear that. You guys are welcome, and it's my pleasure. It's always a great pleasure to be here doing this. Always respect symmetry and harmony, says Reaper Put. Anyone with sight can spot symmetry problems in less than 2 seconds. Human eye is a pattern analysis. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's well said. I agree with that. Yeah, always respect it. It's not wrong to challenge it or go outside of that box, but it makes a difference. It gets seen. I think you said that well. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Good hanging out with you. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on the next one.